everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Zero Time Dilemma, and this is like a sort of epilogue that is included with the game, and it's the notes that you get when you complete the game. So, I'm going to go ahead and read all the notes. So I believe these two we've read. The fourth note is Search the Family portion we've read. This one we've read. Active Time. Okay, so this is like the story, or the events that happen. So there's like 30 minutes in between each event. So I'm not sure. Okay, this is like when they're active, I guess. So in the beginning, here they're doing the votes, and then the 30 minutes in between is where the Q bots or the Sean bots move them around. They vote, and then they do stuff, and they do stuff. And they do more stuff, and they do more stuff, and they do more stuff. So that makes sense on how the game works, because it's all one place, right? So where did the air ducts go? Wards C, Q, and D being in the same space means the air ducts in the prep room and the lounge don't lead to other wards. Inside is simply a small space for Gab, where he often rests on a rug. Huh, so that's how they send messages. Okay. The murder 17 years ago. 17 years ago, a young mother went jogging in the park. She reached a fork where she usually goes right, but on this day she decided to go left. Why? Because there was a snail on the path. No one knows why she avoided the snail. Was she afraid of them, or she felt a sense of danger from it? Whatever the case may be, the snail caused her to switch to the left branch. As a result, she was killed by a girl. She was killed by Mira. So Mira must be like 34 maybe? I don't know, something around their 30s. The suspect was taken into custody. A Japanese man was not the culprit. He was falsely convicted and executed, and his wife committed suicide in her grief. The two left young children behind. A young children or two young children? The convicted man called a taxi before his arrest, but the taxi ended up picking up another fare instead, a brilliant surgeon. However, the car became involved in an accident, killing the surgeon as well as the young boy who was waiting operation for the surgeon. If that snail hadn't been on the right path 17 years ago, what would have happened? Life is simply unfair, don't you think? Alright, so to explain this, the Japanese man that was taken into custody was actually Akane's mom. Or dad, sorry. And his wife was Akane's mom, who committed suicide. We know that. And this surgeon probably was the surgeon that was supposed to operate on Sean. Probably. So, anyway, it's like this. Anagram. Post-apocalypse. So this must be fate. Fate? Dinah smiles weakly from the bed at Sigma's question. Don't you remember? You told me that yourself. Me? I never said it. If it was really me then. Yes, the Sigma who is 67 inside. Diana shifts her frail hand closer to Sigma, and he gently grasps it between his own. The Sigma before her is not the one who was trapped in the shelter. It's the same body, but a different consciousness. On April 13, 2029, Sigma was at the headquarters of Crash Keys. His eyes and arms were replaced with robotic ones. There, the young Sigma returns to his body from 45 years ago in the future, and begins to carry out Akane's instruction. How many years has it been since you came here, Diana? A little over 3, I think. I followed you here in May 2029. A violent coughing fit takes over after she speaks. Sigma helps her sit up and softly pats her back until it subsides. Why didn't the medical pod work? I told you, it's fate. Diana's skin is deathly pale and her eyes still shine with life, just like a child's. So what happened was, spoilers for if you haven't played VLR. Well, let's read the rest first. I've always dreamt of coming here. Do you know that Diana is the name of a goddess of the moon? I wanted to do this ever since I was little, so I'm perfectly fine with dying here. What are you saying? I've been able to spend the last 3 years living with you, Sigma. I have treasured every moment. Sigma lowers his head, his expression pained. Please don't make that face. You don't need to be sad. Okay, I'm reading this terribly. Please don't make that face. You don't need to be sad. In the year 2074, you will shift back to Christmas 2028. And the next day, old me will head down to Decom facility in the Divide Desert and meet you. Diana nods. Sigma closes his eyes and shakes his head. That's not it. I mean, I'm in love with you. His declaration stops as Diana's lips close over his and in a kiss, and the rest of his words are lost. Okay, I'm just overcome with emotion right now. After a moment, Diana murmurs, "It must be a wonderful future, the future where we found each other in 2028." But she actually experienced that future. Anyway, Sigma holds onto her tightly. Aching, heartfelt sobs echo within a cold, silent world. Alright, so, VLR spoilers. So definitely pause the video now, leave the video, abandon the video, maybe fast forward until I'm not looking at the screen, because when I'm not looking at the screen, I guess I'll stop saying the spoilers. So anyway, spoilers starting now. In VLR, what happens is, Sigma is in VLR. The VLR being Virtue's Last Reward, being the second game. And in VLR, there's actually, Diana's there, but it's not actually, until later, it's revealed that she's not actually Diana, she's actually, a sentient robot, or artificial intelligence, kind of like Sean, that's Diana. And she's actually called Luna instead, which is the name of the moon, but Diana is the name of the goddess of the moon, so there's kind of like some semblance. And so I guess what they kind of revealed in this game is Sigma creates Diana, or Luna rather, the robot Diana, because Diana dies, and this is like, you know, and because Sigma was in love with Diana, obviously, and yeah, and this is kind of filling in the gaps of what happened. So Diana dies, Robot Sigma creates Diana, or Luna, and Luna participates in VLR, and yeah, and that's about it. And this comes from the Circle of Life, I don't know, Circle of Fate ending, where Sigma loses both his arms and his eye, and which you'll find out in VLR. That's exactly what happens. And what actually happens is the present Sigma's consciousness gets transported to the future, so he takes over an old Sigma's body who has robotic arms and a bionic eye. But for some reason he doesn't notice it, which is weird. I mean, he could look at his arms, but sure, why not? I think it was like, because he remembers he had arms, so he doesn't actually know he has robotic arms. But yeah, and then old Sigma's consciousness from the future gets transported back. That's why Sigma keeps saying he's 67 years old. So there's that. The robot's name. The robot with a round helmet on his head is named Sean. He has never been called anything other than that by those in the underground shelter. Okay, so he's never been called Q, is what he's saying. Okay. Definitely something to replay this game and look at. Baby Phi was indeed transported from 1904 to 2008, but a Phi remained in 1904. Whatever happened to that Phi? Good question. Rumor is she became a brilliant scientist and worked at a research facility in the US well into her hundreds. The facility was researching the transporter, and that's where Phi from 104 is set. Wow, so Phi is her own mother? Is that what you're saying? That's insane. Alright, post payoff. The day is bright and clear. A girl in white dress strolls along the beach, the wind tossing her long blonde hair playfully. Up until half a year ago, she had been confined to a bed. Carlos's eyes still tear up every time he sees her smile. Come on, Carlos, you don't have to always help. Okay, you don't always have to help me. That's the point of my rehab. Oh, you're right. Sorry, Maria. Carlos brushes her hair out of her face. It's definitely not the summer sun that's making him act out of sorts. It's the fact that his sister is here standing before him. Maria grins at him. What would Akane and Junpei say if they saw you being so all fussy like this? Oh my god, I'm reading this terribly. It's because I'm overcome with emotion. I can't help it. Alright. It's fine. They understand how important you are to me. Both you and Junpei put your lives on the line. That was a different history, but going through that means we know how to treat reverie syndrome. Hold on, say that right. I can't believe we had the ability to jump through space-time. I'm just glad you're able to control it now. It's all because Carlos met Akane and Junpei that Maria was able to recover. He wishes he could show them just how well she's doing. But what about the terrorist that kills 8 million people? Or 8 billion people? What are they doing about that? Come on, Carlos. So, post-payoff 2? Or post-payoff Carlos 2? You're thinking about them right now, aren't you, Carlos? What makes you say that? Because you're smiling. Carlos closes his eyes as his unconscious smile turns fond. They're just about your age. It kind of feels like I gained a brother and another sister. You are going to their wedding, aren't you? Yeah, and you're coming with me. But there is something Carlos needs to do first. Back when the three of them parted ways. I'll be waiting to hear word from you when you locate that terrorist. Carlos held his right hand out towards Akane and Junpei, and the other two grabbed onto it with their own. There was no way of knowing if Delta was telling the truth, but if he was, one fanatic would kill off all of humanity. Akane and Junpei vowed to find this person, and Carlos offered to help. He can still feel the strong bond between the three of them, their hands clasped together tightly. I suppose I better get used to talking more before the wedding, huh? Holding her hair out of her face, Maria reaches out to her brother, who takes her hand in his, and they continue walking down the beach. The same blue sky above them stretches over friends. Over friends, Carlos knows that he can rely on. Jesus, I cannot read, I apologize. So, Junpei and Akane actually get married, which is a nice thought because, once again, VLR spoilers. If you're here, you didn't stop the video. But if you're not, definitely stop the video until I get out of this screen, because more VLR spoilers. So what happens is, Akane actually abandons Junpei. As you can see, you know, the one fireman ending where Carlos is in the fire suit and he jumps 10 months back, and he had to wait all that time to save Junpei and Akane. So anyway, in that ending, Akane actually abandons Junpei because Junpei would kind of like hold Akane back, and it was also necessary to do that so that Junpei would show up in VLR along with a boy named Quark, which we don't know what happens to him, but I guess he isn't born yet, so or maybe he's like the son of Akane and Junpei somehow, for some reason, unknown reason. Maybe that's what Junpei will name their kid if it's a boy. But anyway, it was all necessary to bring Junpei to the moon landing, or the moon, which is where VLR takes place, and have him there to participate in the events that happened there. And it's actually explained that Akane apologizes for doing such, but it was necessary to prevent the virus from killing 6 billion people. So there's that. Alright, let's go to the next one. Alright, post payoff. So what happens to Sean, Eric, and Mira? So I'm pretty sure Mira ends up killing both of them. So hey Mira, how are you feeling? Are you lonely? Come on Eric, you visited me last week. Or you visited last week. Eric smiles wryly and reaches out to Mira with his left hand. Mira does the same, and their hands matching silver rings align on either side of the plexiglass window. Wait, what? Mira and... Okay, I'm gonna stop right here. So apparently maybe Mira and Eric got married instead of Akane and Junpei? What? Okay, anyway. I'm pretty sure Carlos was talking about Junpei and Akane. I brought a new guest to see you today. Eric shifts to the side and a head pops into view. Hey, Amira. Long time no see. It's Sean, right? Yep, I'm happy you remembered. Behind Mira, the sun is shining through an iron-barred window, lighting up the visitor room. Oh dear, is Mira in prison? It's been a long time, Sean. It's good to see you. The smile that appears on her face is real. Mira is no longer needs to plaster on a fake one. When I heard you turned yourself in, I was really surprised. Eric was the one who convinced me. He said I should pay for my sins so we could be together. So that's why you're married. So that's why you got married in jail. Eric ducks his head shyly. Are you sure you're okay with this? Mira asks. He looks at her in confusion. Don't you regret marrying me? I did carve your heart out in another history. Isn't that what you said, Sean? Yeah, you did. Eric looks Mira straight in the eye. I've already told you a bunch of times. I forgive you, no matter what happens. Besides, you haven't killed me in this history yet, right? Yeah. Mira's lips twist wildly. But the Heart Rippers killed people already. So many. Sean, stop it. Eric turns angrily on Sean, and Mira's face falls into a frown, but Sean continues speaking. You turned yourself in, Mira, but that doesn't mean you've paid for all the crimes you did. I doubt the family and friends that were left behind would forgive you, even if you were put on death row. There's no way you can clear your sins here. Mira grits her teeth. But there is a way to clear them. Well, not what you've already done, technically. You'll have to pay for those your whole life. That will never change, but maybe you can in another universe. Suddenly, Sean's fist crashes through the plexiglass window. Ah! Mira jumps back while Eric is frozen in shock. What are you? Eric can't finish speaking before Sean moves. Jumping through the broken window, he kicks the outside wall of the visiting room, causing it to crumble and reveal a giant hole. An alarm immediately starts blaring, and police officers rush into the room, but Sean darts forward and takes them all down in the blink of an eye. He holds out a hand to Mira. Let's go. Go where? I know where the transporter is being stored. You're saying we should change history? Eric finally stutters. Sean nods. To stop young Mira from committing murder. Mira, I'm perfectly sure that you're the only way you can clear your sins. Mira stares out the hole in the wall at the horizon extending beyond. So apparently, Sean, Eric, and Mira go use the transporter. So I guess both of them go use the transporter to stop young Mira from doing the crime. Well, okay then. And that's it. That's all the notes. We've obtained every single note, and we've read the epilogue. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope my terrible reading skills did not disgust you and make you vomit, or I don't know, like kind of just destroy your hearing. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please comment, like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the series.